Warm greetings from the high 10. It is early Monday morning, and thanks for joining me. This will be a dual commentary. I will be bringing you stats and information pertaining to kidnapped children, missing children in correlation to the missing boys out of California City, and also why did the bio mother of the said children, Ryan Dean, move? I wanted confirmation first before bringing the said information out, because I always like to hear somebody say to me directly or through someone else that, yeah, this happened. So we're gonna go out on a limb and say she moved. Thank you, Night Owl. Thank you all for joining me. It was mentioned on I'm No Thanks channel recently that he had information from outside sources that the bio mom had moved, dodging the police, allegedly. Let me make sure I say the word allegedly. Well, I talked to someone tonight before going live who has information from someone to say that she no longer lives at the said address where she was staying. I will get into that further when I bring you said information and stats pertaining to kidnapped children in America, and we will dissect the reasons that children go missing, the various reasons that children go missing, the various reasons that children are kidnapped, the various reasons children are trafficked. I will bring you that said information and tie it into the missing children out of California City, if possible. Thank you all for joining me. God bless all of you. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I got 33 viewing since it's very late. Of course, it's a couple of hours behind time on the on the West Coast. You all are 3 hours behind me. Central, middle, 2 hours behind. Chicago time, an hour behind. So I want to hurry up and get this out. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is by the Polyclass Foundation. And most of you have heard of the young girl who went missing over 30-something years ago. And that was a tragic tale of a young child who went missing, abducted by a male. National Child Kidnapping Facts. 99.8% of the children who go missing do come home. Nearly 90% of missing children have simply misunderstood directions or miscommunicated their plans, are lost or have run away. 9% are kidnapped by a family member in a custody dispute. 3% are abducted by non-family members, usually during the commission of a crime, such as robbery or sexual assault. The kidnapper is often someone the child knows. Only about 100 children, a fraction of 1%, are kidnapped each year in the stereotypical stranger abductions you hear about in the news. About half of these 100 children come home. National Incident Studies of Missing, Abducted, Runaway, and Throwaway Children, 2003. Every 10 years or so, the U.S. Department of Justice conducts a study of missing child cases in the United States. The most recent, NCMEC 2, was published in October 2003. This study is in PDF format. You may need to download it through the Adobe Reader to view them. Kidnapped child homicide statistics. The other study that is often quoted by media and by professionals is the Missing Child Field, was conducted by the Attorney General of Washington State in 1997. The findings were that among abducted children who were murdered, in 74% of the cases, the victims were dead within 3 hours after abduction. What is not generally reported is the fact that this statistic refers to a very small group of children abducted by violent or predatory kidnappers. Approximately 1 in every 10,000 reports of a missing child. So, the hype is that small number of children abducted by violent or predatory kidnappers, plural. Approximately 1 in every 10,000 reports of a missing child. So yes, it is important to find the child quickly in case the kidnapping is one of that small group. But it is incorrect to assume that 74% of kidnapped children are at risk of being killed if not found within 3 hours. So to dissect that, it has always been told to us, yes, by experts, that the child needs to be found within 3 hours. Also a missing adult, that the odds were against he or she after 3 hours, that normally or statistically or assumingly the person would no longer be alive after 3 hours. So that's why it is dire to get the correct information pertaining to a missing person child or adult, because that is what we have been told. It's the 3-hour window is pivotal in locating the said child or human as to preserve life. That is very true. Okay. That is from the Polyclass Foundation. That said information. I'm going to bring child abduction statistics 2020. Thank you all for joining me. I've got 38 viewing. This is about NCMEC. In 1984, John and Revy Walsh and other child advocates founded the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children as a private nonprofit organization to serve as the National Clearinghouse and Resource Center for information about missing and exploited children. Unfortunately, since many children are never reported missing, there is no reliable way to determine the total number of children who are actually missing in the U.S. When a child is reported missing to law enforcement, the federal law requires that child be entered into the FBI's National Crime Information Center, also known as NCIC. According to the FBI, in 2020, there were 348,000 NCIC entries for missing children. In 2019, the total number of missing children entries into the NCIC was 421,394. This number represents reports of missing children. That means if a child runs away multiple times in a year, each instance would be entered into the NCIC separately and counted in the year total. Likewise, if an entry is withdrawn and amended or updated, that would also be reflected in the total. During the last 36 years, NCMEC's national toll-free hotline, 1-800-THE-LOST, has received more than 5 million calls. NCMEC has circulated billions of photos of missing children, assisted law enforcement in the recovery of more than 348,000 missing children, and facilitated training for more than 379,000 law enforcement, criminal, juvenile justice, and healthcare professionals. NCMEC's Team Hope volunteers have provided resources and emotional support to more than 77,000 families of missing and exploited children. Missing children stats. 2020, NCMEC assisted law enforcement and families with more than 29,800 cases of missing children. Case type, 91% endangered runaways, 5% family abductions, 3% critically missing young adults ages 18 to 20, less than 1% non-family abductions. Let me repeat that. Less than 1% non-family abductions, 1% lost, injured, or otherwise missing children. Of the nearly 26,500 runaways reported to NCMEC in 2020, 1 in 6 were likely victims of child sex trafficking. 1 in 6 out of 26,500 runaways. NCMEC also participates in the Amber Alert program, a voluntary partnership between broadcasters, transportation agencies, law enforcement agencies, and the wireless industry to activate an urgent bulletin in the most serious child abduction cases. NCMEC serves as the secondary distributor of these alerts, and to date, 1,064 children have been successfully recovered as a result of the Amber Alert program, including 92 recoveries credited to the Wireless Emergency Alert program. NCMEC's forensic artists have age-progressed more than 7,100 images of long-term missing children and created more than 600 facial reconstructions for unidentified deceased children. NCMEC is currently assisting with more than 680 cases of unidentified children's remains and so far has assisted in 167 identifications. Team Adam, which provides rapid on-site assistance in cases of critically missing children, has deployed more than 1,200 times. The program was named after Adam Walsh, the abducted and murdered son of NCMEC co-founders John and Reve Walsh. Team Adam also provides technical assistance and outreach regarding long-term missing child cases and has assisted families, communities, criminal justice, and forensic professionals more than 10,900 times. NCMEC has analyzed more than 18,300 attempted child abductions to identify trends and help develop safety tips for families. Exploited children statistics. NCMEC operates the Cyber Tip Line, a national mechanism for the public and electronic service providers to report instances of suspected child sexual exploitation. In 2020, the Cyber Tip Line received more than 21.7 million reports, most of which related to apparent child sexual abuse material, online enticement, including sextortion, child sex trafficking, child sexual molestation. 303,299 of those reports were from the public, and 21.4 million were from electronic service providers. For a full chart of the number of the reports from ESPs in 2019, you can click here into said article. Since its inception, the Cyber Tip Line has received more than 86 million reports. To further NCMEC's mission and help reduce proliferation, NCMEC has sent more than 361,000 notifications to electronic service providers regarding publicly accessible websites, URLs, on which suspected child sexual abuse material appeared. NCMEC's Child Victim Identification Program, which helps to locate and rescue child victims in abusive images, has reviewed more than 324 million images and videos. In 2020, reports to the Cyber Tip Line included 65.4 million files with 33,690,561 images. So 33,690,561, 31,654,163 videos, and 120,590,000 other files. Law enforcement has identified more than 19,200 child victims. NCMEC has assisted with more than 178,000 requests related to helping locate non-compliant sex offenders. In 2020, NCMEC responded to more than 17,000 reports regarding possible child sex trafficking. If you need verification for the said information, please log on to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. NCMEC is the source for that information. How many children are abducted each year? On average, fewer than 350 people under the age of 21 have been abducted by strangers in the United States per year since 2010. The FBI says from 2010 through 2017, the most recent data available, the number has ranged from a low of 303 in 2016 to a high of 384 in 2011, with no clear directional trend. This was reported January 11, 2019. Is child abduction more common now? U.S. kids are no more likely to be abducted today than they were decades ago, and much more likely to be returned safely when they are. Less than half involved the abduction of a child under age 12. Only 14% of cases were still open after 1 week, and 92% of victims were recovered or returned alive. This was dated March 31st, 2017. What state has the highest rate of child abduction? California. How about that? In absolute terms, California has the largest number of missing persons at 2,133, but California's rate of missing persons is fairly average at 5.4 missing persons per 100,000 people. What about that? What is the most common age for kidnapping? Reports indicate that teenagers are the most frequent victims of both non-family abductions and stereotypical kidnappings. At 81% were children 12 or older. When a child under 12 years old goes missing, there is no second guessing whether or not foul play is the culprit. How many kids get kidnapped a day? You may need to download the free adult reader to view them. It is estimated that 2,300 children are missing every day in the United States. Children can become missing for many reasons. Okay, I'm trying to bring different scenarios. What percentage of missing children are found? 99.8% of the children who go missing do come home. 9% are kidnapped by a family member in a custody dispute. Let's see. What is the most common type of child abduction? The first and the most common type of abduction is family abduction, and this is in dark print. It is estimated that family abductions account for 49% of all abductions in the United States. In these types of cases, a child is most often abducted by a relative that they are close with. Why do people kidnap kids? Some of the reasons why a stranger might kidnap an unknown child include extortion to elicit a ransom from the parents for the child's return, illegal adoption, a stranger steals a child with the intent to rear the child as their own, or to sell to a prospective adoptive parent. And I already gave you percentages about family abductions, and it states here, parents were the perpetrators in more than 90% of kidnappings and abductions. Mothers and female family members were responsible for the majority, 60%. However, fathers and male relatives were responsible for 64% of all kidnappings. What percentage of missing persons are found alive? Anywhere between 89% to 92% of those missing people are recovered every year, either alive or deceased. Dated July 4th, 2020. What is the difference between kidnap and abduction? Kidnapping is usually accompanied with a ransom for money or other gains. However, a crime of abduction is considered to be when a person has been taken away from his or her original location by persuading him or her by some act of fraud or with a forceful way that may include violence. Okay. Let's see. What is the punishment for abduction? Kidnapping convictions can result in a lengthy prison sentences, including life sentences in some situations and states. Sentences of 20 years or more are common for first-degree or aggravated kidnapping, while minimum sentences of 5 years or more are common for second-degree kidnapping. What is the charge for abduction? Abduction is a very serious offense under the criminal code. The term of imprisonment for abduction of a child under 14 is up to 10 years. The criminal offense of abduction does not automatically terminate an offender's existing right to a custody of his or her child under the Children's Law Reform Act. Maximum sentence, 8 years in a state prison. A fine up to $10,000 or both imprisonment and a fine. In addition, since kidnapping is considered a serious felony, conviction is counted as a strike on your criminal record. That was the said information I brought you pertaining to child abduction. But as you see, it is stating that there are 29,800 cases of missing children with the NCMEC in 2020. Case type, 91% endangered runaways, 5% family abductions. I brought you this information because it was on my mind. Thank you all so much for joining me. It was on my mind pertaining to these children. We are now in the month of May. Most of us never thought that when we heard of the story, December 21st, of some children missing out of California City, that we would go into month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. And now we're 1 month shy of the beginning of summer, and the children have not been located, nor any information brought forth by the Bakersfield Police Department. Many innuendos, allegations, assumptions have arisen pertaining to who have the children, who took the children, where the children are, if they are alive or deceased. People have their own theories and ideas of where the children are, how they got gone, why they got gone. You're entitled to your opinion. Many of you have hope that the children are still alive. Some of us don't think that they're alive, but you're entitled to your opinion. Is it 1% that family steals the children, or is it actually 5%? But as the cases go, like they say, some are not even reported missing. So you really can't even give an actual account of how many children are actually missing in the United States. Because some people get their children gone and they don't even tell anybody. Imagine that. Where are the missing Cal City boys? Are they alive or are they deceased? Have they been human trafficked? Have they been sold to the highest bidder? Have they been passed on to other family members, strangers? Was this an act to receive reward money in exchange for bringing the children back alive? We do know in most ransom cases, the children or the persons are not alive. It is just a means to get the money, but the people have no intention of surfacing a live body. That has been known. I hope these stats will bring you to some type of understanding of what goes on in this country pertaining to missing people, missing children, endangered runaways, etc. What has been on my mind was when the children got highlighted on court TV. One thing the expert said on there was a male who I believe worked in criminal justice field. When he made the comment about 2 children being kidnapped at one time, same time, it is rare. Indeed, it is rare that a person will kidnap 2 children unless they are their own children. Shut your mouth. In the case of Camille McKinney, Cupcake out of Alabama, she and another child were playing in the Tom Brown Village development alone in the dark. And it is alleged that 2 strangers, Jerrica Brown and Patrick Stallworth, are the 2 culprits who approached children out there that night. And most of you who have followed this story and followed my content know that only 1 child left that area to be put into a SUV alone with the suspects and not the other child. Why is that? I'll wait. Why did those 2 culprits only take Cupcake? Why didn't they take the other child? Because you see, if we are to believe that these 2 are pedophiles, sadists, they would have had 2 for 1. And if you are indeed sick, demented, have a fascination for children, why not take 2? They were there. They were there together. Nobody stopped them. Do you see where I'm going with this? Why did those 2, Jerrica Brown and Patrick Stallworth, only take 1 child when they had access to 2? Because it has been said that a pedophile, he or she, has their likings, have their taste. And it is not to be prolific or disrespectful, but that is the spoken word. So one could say they chose Camille. She was what they wanted. One of them at least, but they both are guilty. And they took the child that they wanted. But one could also say they are sick, demented. Why didn't they take the second child? It's a 2 for 1. It's a free fall. Who's going to say anything? Interesting. Crystal says, it is risky to take 2 unless you know them. Indeed. That is where I'm going with this storyline. I'm correlating Camille McKinney's case to the missing Cal City boys case and the stats and the commentary on court TV by one of the experts on the panel. 9 times out of 10, a person is kidnapping 2 children who happen to be related to one another. It is personal. It is not an outsider who took the children. What the hell does somebody want with 2 kids? Most people don't want one and don't want their own. And it's not to poke fun, but just saying. It is personal. And the fact that in Cal City, the 2 African-American boys, they are related. They are blood brothers. They came from the same mother. Not the same father, but the same mother. So one would have to ask themselves, what are the odds of someone entering the backyard to kidnap 2 baby boys out of the night without a trace? I'll wait. It was told to us that the dogs only hit on the inside. What was given to the dog dogs, I do not know. Cadaver dogs were used. Never once did officials say there was footprints of children leading out of the yard. Grown people footprints leading out of the yard, coming into the yard. No tire tracks, bicycle tracks, wagon tracks, no tracks, motorcycle tracks, nothing outside of the gate. Stay woke. You see, as I've told you, everything you need to know was already told to you in the beginning if you would just listen. Sounds personal to me because, as Crystal says, too risky to take 2 babies out of the night without leaving any trace of a footprint, drag mark. Amen. I believe it is personal. I believe it was a lie and a ruse for that day for some unknown reason by the West family. And only they know the whole truth pertaining to those 2 missing baby boys. And have mercy on their souls for holding the lie, constructing the lie, orchestrating the lie, and whoever else is involved in the disappearance of those said children. As I stated, it was rumored that Ryan Dean has moved, avoiding the police. This was said on No Thanks channel. So I had someone ask someone out there in Bakersfield, California this evening, had they heard anything about her, seen her, know of her? And what did I hear? What did the birdie tell me? Ryan Dean, honey, you lied in that interview on TV saying you came from a good family. You have a car. You have a home. You have a job. Well, the choir says that's a lie. The choir says that was not your house that you were filming that interview in. My, whose house was that? Oh, they don't want me to tell them that, do they? Oh, I don't know if I should tell you guys that. I don't know if you really want to know the truth. Because what is the truth pertaining to this storyline? Vanishing baby mamas, vanishing adoptive parents, vanishing grandparents, vanishing cars with eyelashes. I can't keep up. That was your auntie house, Ryan Dean. Why you lie? With the red walls, the same house you took those pictures with your son, and you 2 are reaching your hands out together, your infamous Facebook posts. Now, Ryan Dean, you know you ought to stop that nonsense because you know the source had been told me you ain't never kept nowhere to live. You never kept a car. You never kept a job. So when you sat and did that interview with the news, you lied to the news and the public. That was not your house. That's your auntie's house. That's your father's sister's house. Shut your mouth. So the rumor on the street is you are evading the police. Why is that? Why would you be evading the police? If this is indeed true, as I stated, I didn't want to address this subject, but I've been curious now, a week or 2, hearing this information, alleged information. Why would you be avoiding the police? Because you see, this makes no sense. You ran out of breath to the West House about your children. You ran out of breath to the news. You even got a spotlight on ABC, nightly news, that you wouldn't hurt a fly. You don't have a wicked, mean bone in your body. So I don't know if I believe that because, hell, one of the children had a broke femur. Somebody broke his leg because he couldn't walk. Somebody didn't deem him important. Was that you that broke his leg? Or was it somebody in the house? Because you were known to stay with so many people. It's no telling who broke the baby's leg. And then the last baby has succumbed to your smoking and drinking fetishes. Low birth weight, lungs weren't functioning at full capacity. Sat in the NICU unit for 3 weeks without a mother's love, touch, view. So the baby was only familiar to the nurses. How cruel. And you don't even keep in contact or call those said children. They don't know anything about where the hell you are. Did you want me to tell them that, Ryan Dean? That they don't know where you are? What was the word that was told to me? Missing in action. Why is that? Hello, Janet. Ran out of breath. They did something. They did something to my babies. They did something to my babies. I know they did. No more damage than what you had already done, which got them in foster care in the first place, which got them adopted by the West family and now missing. May 2020-21. No sight of 2 itty-bitty spiders, a vanishing bio mom, reclusive adoptive parents and grandparents, a lot of lies, storytelling, clout chasing on behalf of 2 missing Black boys out of California City. What an interesting story. Very unreal, Crystal. You are shameful, Ryan Dean. Because you see, you are the orchestrator of this madness. And I don't give a damn who thinks otherwise. You are the initiator, the head knocker, the grand poobah. Yeah. That's you. And I'd like to know why in the hell you would run out of breath to be recognized as the bio mom, but fell off thereafter. Now there's rumors in the street that you are avoiding the police, so you move locations. Nobody knows where you are, but I'm sure somebody knows where you are. And that interview you did sitting in that home that was not your house. It's your auntie's house, allegedly. So you lied then, saying you had a house and a home and a car and money and this and that. But yet you were no-show for all these vigils pertaining to the children. You have all these random people scurrying around the desert like rats, trying to look for your babies. The ones you say are yours, but really they're not. You only gave birth to them. Who has the children? Where are the children? Why did the children go missing in the first place? How about that? How long have the children actually been missing from the West family? I brought you this information pertaining to the stats, just to give you some idea pertaining to missing children and the stats pertaining to who would take a child. Predators, family members, people wanting ransom money. As the article states, there are various reasons that children go missing. Various reasons they are kidnapped, abducted, and also murdered. And some lucky ones are found alive and healthy and returned to their parents and or returned to the state. This is a very baffling story out of Cal City. And I think it is troublesome because we have no idea who in the hell these people are. And this is the reason why I never uphold anybody in a story that has no reliable information, because you don't know what you're dealing with. And when you have people involved in a storyline pertaining to missing children who have all eluded the public eye and vanished as if they were a thief in the night, you'd have to ask yourself, are we looking at multiple parties involved in the disappearance of the children? Because none of these people are visible. And you have to ask yourself why. Because there are thousands of people missing, grown and children, and they have friends and family who rally for them visually, vocally. They want to be seen. They want you to know about their family member. They want you to remember their name. Yes, always start at the beginning of the story, because at the beginning of the story is your answer. And you have been told so many things at the beginning of this story. I want to be seen. I want people to know I'm the mother, but yet I fell off. Yet other people stepped up to the plate to rally for the children except for I. Why is that? No family members of the bio family, but one. No daddies, no grandparents, no aunties, no uncles. You don't find that strange? West family allegedly making excuses why they can't be visual because allegedly they were threatened. It's not a damn good reason not to march for your kids. Come on now. See, a decent human don't give a damn about somebody threatening them. I want my babies back. I want my babies found. I don't give a damn about what Pookie got to say. Pookie can threaten me all damn day. I want my babies found. As we say in the street, run up. You bad? Make a move. You bout it, make a move. If not, back up and shut up. I'll be dropping the link. If you've never joined the panel, feel free to hit the link and give me your commentary pertaining to the stats pertaining to missing children here in America, the correlation to this case, and why are there rumors circulating that the bio mom has moved? Is she involved in the disappearance of the children? Why would she be avoiding the police when she is the one who ran out of breath to be visual and letting the world know she is the bio mom? There's something funky here going on. I smell a rat, a big rat. And it's horrible because we're now approaching the middle of May with no new information pertaining to the children. And it's atrocious. Thanks for joining me. One second. Dropping the link. If you want to give your commentary pertaining to the stats of missing children, the reasons children go missing, the culprits of missing children, the correlation to those stats to this case, and the alleged reasoning behind the bio mom being a no-show for the past couple of months, the allegations that she has moved from the location where she was living. It has now been told to me that was not her own home or apartment. That was her auntie's place where she was staying and where she filmed that infamous interview with the red walls. Ryan Dean, you ain't owned nothing. You ain't had nothing. And frankly, from my understanding, the only damn thing you care about is paying off your car. And you make me sick. Sick of your ass. Excuse my language. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to the correlation, stats of missing children and why they go missing and how they go missing pertaining to these children. And is it possible that the biological family are culprits alongside the West family in getting these children missing? Is this a grand scheme? Are we looking at multiple parties involved in the disappearance of the children? Because as that man said on Court TV, I can't get it out of my head. Very rare that two children are kidnapped. Ever. It is usually personal when two or more are kidnapped and they are related. Because even pedophiles have a liking and a choosing of a child that he or she desires. Not 2. Only 1. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. All donations, super chats are allowed and welcome during the live stream. Thank you. Bio mom know what them kids are. I said that in the beginning because she keeps saying she just wants to give them back to her. Yeah, I listen to that too, sweetheart. You know, that is an interesting comment. I just want them back. See, that makes no sense because you had them. So how can you say you want them back? You had them. You gave birth to them. You're the original culprit. They were yours in the beginning. Why would the state give them back? It makes no logical sense. Because if the state gives them back to you, Ryan Dean, then the state is acknowledging they made a mistake to give them back to you. And the state ain't getting ready to own they made a mistake by taking your children away from you in the first place. Stay woke. Hit the link. If the bio mom moved, who is to say she moved to exactly where the kids are? I also think that someone from the bio or adopter family took the boys and took them somewhere off the grid. I don't know, Joy. I have no idea about this story. There's one thing I don't claim is to know who did what, because it is baffling. The story is worse now than it ever was, because in the beginning we had hope that the children would be found. Who thought it would go month for month? As I told Crystal tonight, I'd hate to look up and it's fall and we still don't have these kids back. Ryan did say during the news interview that she would do anything to get them back. Right, John, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. Well, you know, John, one could say those were just idle words that people say. I want my kids back. I'll do anything. Some people may say, don't read anything to that. That's a mother's desperate plea. Oh, she really misses her kids. I've heard this for so many people. Psychics, everybody chiming in about what they think she's going through. I can't tell she's going through anything. I know she's a big ass liar, literally. And I know she ain't never cared for those kids. Her demeanor after the fact speaks volumes. Why don't you all ask yourselves what the hell she's been doing up until the children were reported missing? I'll wait. Since she seems so distraught. She's so distraught. Why don't you all ask her what she has been doing or what she was doing before Trezell and Jacqueline West reported the children missing? I'll wait. Getting her nails done, her hair done, putting on them damn fake eyelashes, dropping it like it's hot at the latest, the newest, the oldest club in the hood. That's what she's been doing. Going from sofa to sofa, bed to bed, and whose ever house she can lay up in. All those people in California, most of them are millionaires. By now, she should have latched on to a millionaire. I said it. Oops, I forgot her daddy won. Maybe he'll pay her car note off. I said it. Probably not, Sharon. Your daddy's a millionaire. Is your daddy a millionaire? Who somebody said their daddy's a millionaire? Wasn't somebody claiming that not too long ago that somebody's daddy's a millionaire? Well, whoever daddy's a millionaire, they should help Ryan Dean with a nice house out there in California. I'd say out there in that desert, the houses are probably a little cheaper. Hell, the Aspen Avenue house went for $200,000. That's cheap for out there in California. Won't one of y'all help her get her a damn house? Because the way she drops it like it's hot, she'll be pregnant again. I said it. She ain't putting them eyelashes on for nothing. Stay woke. Ponytails, different hair color. And hey, I believe in diversity. I'd love to see a woman take care of herself. I'd love to see a woman take baths, comb her hair, change her hairstyle. Queen ain't no hater because I change my hairstyle look all the time. So don't get me wrong. Where I have the problem is changing your damn look every other day for selfie for Facebook, and you're incognito off the grid, and your children are missing, and you're the first one to run out of breath to the West House and stay posting stuff about your children and this and that, but ain't nobody heard from you. You're sitting here posting stuff according to the latest news pertaining to your children, but nobody's seen you. Nobody's heard from you. You haven't been on the ground with the people running around looking for your kids. You ain't even did a full interview with a YouTuber. As much as they love rallying for you, don't you find that interesting too? Don't you find that interesting for all of those who've been hating on the Queen and other YouTubers? All that SHIT y'all was out there talking about me and Doug and other people. Ain't one of y'all had an interview with Ryan Dean. Why is that? Y'all missed that, didn't you? Come on with it, Queen. All that rallying, all that running around filming from your cars and, oh, I'm on my way to Cal City. Oh, I'm going to the Aspen House. Oh, I'm going over here. Oh, I'm going over there. Oh, I need gas. Oh, I need this. And not one interview with the bio mother. Why is that? I'll wait. What they say, some things don't need no explanation. My. I do believe I need a church fan. You see, the writing's been on the wall day one, but nobody would listen because everybody was getting all riled up on whose team somebody should be on. I tell you, I told you, I don't ride on nobody's team. I'm for the children. I'm for the missing. I'm for the living. I'm for the dead. Whichever one comes first. I'm not rallying for nobody that I don't know nothing about. And if any of you had any sense, you would not either. Because you don't know who's involved in the disappearance of these children. And it's sickening that it is now the middle of May and there are no new updates pertaining to these children. Well, thank you, Night Owl. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to the stats of missing children in America, the stats of those who take children, pedophiles, parents. I brought you stats to show you. It's a toss-up, what, 5% family members being the ones to take the children, custodial issues. Not as much as you think random people picking up kids. And for those who are coming into the chat late, what state has the highest rate of child abduction? California. In absolute terms, California has the largest number of missing persons at 2,133. But California's rate of missing persons is fairly average at 5.4 missing persons per 100,000 people. It is estimated that 2,300 children are missing every day in the United States. Children can become missing for many reasons. .8% of children who go missing do come home. 9% are kidnapped by a family member in a custody dispute. Why do people kidnap kids? Some of the reasons why a stranger might kidnap an unknown child include extortion to elicit a ransom from the parents for the child's return, illegal adoption. A stranger steals a child with the intent to rear the child as their own or to sell to a prospective adoptive parent. What percentage of kidnappings are by family? Parents were the perpetrators in more than 90% of kidnappings and abductions. Mothers and female family members were responsible for the majority, 60%. However, fathers and male relatives were responsible for 64% of all kidnappings. Anywhere between 89% to 92% of those missing are recovered every year, either alive or deceased. That was reported July 4th, 2020. 89 to 92% of missing people are recovered every year, either alive or deceased. That's a very high number. What is the difference between kidnapped and abduction? Kidnapping is usually accompanied with a ransom for money or other gains. However, a crime of abduction is considered to be when a person has been taken away from his or her original location by persuading him or her by some act of fraud or with a forceful way that may include violence. Oh, Lordy mercy. Abduction is a very serious offense under the criminal code. The term of imprisonment for abduction of a child under 14 is up to 10 years. The criminal offense of abduction does not automatically terminate an offender's existing right to custody of his or her child under the children's law reform. So most of you probably weren't expecting to hear that. So you can abduct your child, and it says here it does not automatically terminate an offender's existing right to custody of his or her child under the Children's Law Reform Act. Shut your mouth. Kidnapping under S-207A is punishable by a term of up to 8 years in a state prison, a fine of up to $10,000 or both imprisonment and a fine. In addition, since kidnapping is considered a serious felony, conviction is counted as a strike on your criminal record. Oh, Lord have mercy. So we're at 9% of people kidnapping their own children. It's a very, very sick situation. I don't believe those boys were sold. I believe, what did she say? I missed that. Hello, no thanks. Month of May, middle of May, and no babies. No information from Bakersfield Police Department. Court TV has decided to take on the case of the missing Cal City boys. Amen. Thank you, Mr. Politan. God bless you. But as I said to you all in that said commentary with one of the experts, it is rare for a person to kidnap 2 children, take 2 children, abduct 2 children, unless it was their own or personal. Most pedophiles, sadists want what they want, and that's usually one. Unless it is child trafficking, then yes, they'll take more than 1 child. Same time, different times. Stay woke. Kidnapping is a life sentence, isn't it? I thought. No, depends on the state. Many people have been kidnapped by people. A couple of years, 7, 8 years, the people are free. Walk around, do it again. Hit the link if you want to get your commentary pertaining to the stats of different types of kidnapping, abductions, who does it, why, the correlation between the stats and the missing Cal City boys, the information from Court TV, from the expert, that it is rare that 2 children will be kidnapped, missing, abducted, whichever word you like to use, at the same time, unless it's personal. It is personal, assumingly. And that's the truth. You rarely find two people kidnapped at the same time. I don't care if they're 2 years old, they're 12 years old. Very rare. Thank you so much, honey. Good night, Joy. Hit the link if you want to give your commentary pertaining to the stats of children going missing in the United States, the correlation to those stats to these children missing out of Cow City, and the alleged allegation that Ryan Dean has moved from her location to avoid the police. As I state, I got confirmation tonight that that location where she was living was not her own home or apartment, condo, shed, trailer, double wide, triple wide. It was her auntie's house. Ryan Dean is a liar, which I already knew that. Where you at, Ryan Dean? You ought to be tired of moving around. You was a big girl. I know your legs and knees hurt because my knees hurt. You ought to get tired of couch surfing. I'm just keep it 100. I'm tired of you. I really am. I'm about tired of you. And I wish you stay off Facebook too. You and April Thomas, you and Mohawk Dime, all three of you all are the same. You love crying on that lie book. Yeah, that's what the black folks call it. The lie book. Because that's what it is. It's not Facebook. It's the lie book. Because see, on Facebook, you can lie all damn day. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Blah, blah, blah. Good night, Stacy. You can be whoever you want to be on the lie book. You can be an astronaut, an engineer, doctor, lawyer, nurse, pastor. I've heard it all. I got a church. I'm a pastor. Yeah, all right. I live in a state where I've met more pastors and nurses than I've met in my entire life. Everybody's a pastor. Everybody's a nurse. And God forbid if you say, are you a registered nurse? They look at you like you're crazy. Because I guess they feel like, oh, so you saying I'm lying? Yeah, hell yeah, I am saying you're lying. Tell the truth. You're a medical assistant. You're not a nurse. Stop playing. Just lie. Open your mouth. Bones just fall out. Shoot out. Cut your eyeballs out. Never seen so many people lie. Oh, I'm doing this. Yeah, girl. Now I've been to Tokyo. I stayed there 2 weeks. I came back and I'm going to college. I'm studying engineering and use a lie. Same thing with this one. Stay on there talking about these kids, yet fell off from being visible about your own children. I want to know where she's staying. That's what I'm curious to know. Who done took her in now? Good God Almighty. Sad. Hit the link if you want to join the live stream. Thank you so very much. Well, she has a reason. She lies because she can. Wonder if she has warrants. I don't know, Tasha. Like people who are waiters or waitresses say they're actors. Well, I'm no thanks. You know, that's the going thing. Hollywood, a lot of people have waited tables because they have to, you know, do something while waiting on the auditions. Be posting Google pics acting like you want a lavish trip. Oh, gosh, y'all are crazy. Well, you know, it takes all kinds. Hit the link. I'm almost at the top of the hour. Tell me what you think of the stats of 9% of people that kidnap children are parents of the children, relatives of the children, bio relatives of the children. 9%, one stat says 5%. But as they state, there are many children missing in America. Nobody even knows that they're missing because their parents never reported. Now, who they're lying to about the kids, that's a whole nother subject. Because at some point, long as somebody knows you have children, they're going to ask, where are your children? Where are your children? Thank you, John Q. Thank you so much. Much love to you, Miss Angela. I always said that this could be a custody issue. It was just too quiet on the bio family side of this case. Thank you so much, John Q. Thank you for the super chat. God bless you. Hello, Ellie. How you doing? Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for the YouTubers that's in the chat. Amen. Thank you for joining me, coming to holler at the Queen. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you all so very much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so kindly. Tanya says, I could not be happy on Facebook with my kids missing. Crazy. My family wouldn't take my kids. Well, that's the whole thing. Everybody has different situations. And that's another thing that has been bothersome to me as well. But not take that back. Not bothersome, but to me, I guess it's self-explanatory. Her own family didn't step up to take the kids, or they couldn't get them. So it's one or the other. Naturally, none of them are going to tell the truth that they were not fit by the state to take them or just didn't want them. It's one of the two or probably both. And don't you find it strange that none of those people have stood in the gallows to rally for the children publicly? You see, you always have to be leery of anybody that won't show their face to rally for a child. What do you have to lose? It's your relative. It's your grandbaby. It's your niece. It's your nephew. What's the problem? Hell, the bio fathers. You that lame that you can't even show that you concerned about your kids? They got in the state's care. You didn't step up to get the damn kids or wanted the kids or couldn't get them. And now they're missing from some adoptive parents. And you won't even show your damn face to show some love for the damn kids. Man, what the hell is wrong with you people? Now, I can see being shame. Of course. That should be a natural emotion to feel shame. You didn't do your part. You didn't do enough. She didn't do enough to buy your mother. It's obvious. But damn, I wouldn't go run out of breath if I wasn't going to carry the weight all the way through. She could have laid in the cut and never came forward about the kids. And frankly, I think that was the best thing that she should have done. Ryan Dean should have never came forward acknowledging she is the biological mother of the missing Cal City boys, because she has made a mockery out of this case by coming forward and then falling off after she did her grand debut, her 5 minutes of acting on TV. She fell off. And the only thing you hear about that heifer is her going to the club, chiefing and drinking, dropping it like it's hot, changing her hairstyles every 2 days, giving the Koreans all her damn money for eyelashes and makeup. She's atrocious to me. I wouldn't even want nobody to even know who I am. The fact that I don't have 4 of my kids, I just would have never came forward. If I wasn't going to ride the ride all the way to the end, I would have never came forward. Do you know how many cases there are of missing children, abused children who were adopted, foster care, who died in the care of their parents? You never saw their biological parents come forward when it was revealed that the children were murdered, beat to death, starved to death. The biological parents didn't come forward because they didn't want people to know that, for one, they lost their children. And like I said, it's normal to feel shame if you know you didn't do right by your kids. That's a normal emotion. But you're not going to feel shame if you don't have any empathy. And I do not believe Miss Dean has empathy for anything. It's obvious. And I don't know why the hell you would be hiding from the police. For what? You would only be hiding from the police if you have something to hide. Are you involved in the disappearance of these children? Do you have knowledge of these children? Do you know where these children are? Are you in cahoots with the West family? Because if these allegations are true, this is jacked up. You tired of the police calling your phone, talking to you about your kids? Why? Why? You ran out of breath, remember? Banging on their door, remember? Telling the news, everybody you think they did something to your kids. But yet you know where to be found at any of the vigils, any of the placement of the billboards. You would know where to just stand below the damn billboard to say, those are my babies up there. I'm the biological mother. Not one damn picture. Not one damn picture. Sad. But you know how to go to the club. You just a hood rat. That's all you are. See, I know your kind. I've been around your kind. You care more about sleeping with men, having sex, getting high on dope and weed, chiefing, as they say in the street, rolling up a blunt, passing a blunt, puff, puff, pass, puff, puff, pass. Ooh, that was good. Girl, I'm high, girl. Ooh, girl, I'm high. I feel good. That's what you about. Puffing and passing, putting on fake eyelashes and hair weave. That's all you care about. You care more about that shit than anything else. You won't even keep a place to live, but you worried about some damn hair weave and eyelashes. Sickening. She stopped the GoFundMe. That GoFundMe was nothing but some money to buy her a car. Ain't nobody stupid. Good luck with that, homegirl. Hope you got insurance. Sure, hope you got insurance. Y'all drive crazy out there in Cali. A lot of road rage out there, Ryan Dean. We hate for something to happen to you on the road. Sickening. 156 viewing. Thank you. Hit the like button. Share, subscribe. Crystal, you want to comment? I'll check out of here because this is a lot of chatting in the chat. Yes, it is sad. Well, don't get yourself worked up, honey. You don't need to have a stroke. So the police is looking for her. They want something then. I don't know, Tasha. That's just what I was hearing from Unknown Thanks channel. But I talked to somebody tonight who says some people have not heard from her. They're missing in action. And that house where she was posting those pictures early on, saying that she lived there, that is not her house. The picture with the red walls, the photos with the red walls, the video where she's talking to the news, sitting on the sofa in the home with the red walls, that is not Ryan Dean's house. Her name is not on the deed. She stayed there. Allegedly, a cousin stayed there too. That's her auntie's house, her father's sister's house, allegedly. So, homegirl is what was told to me from the source in the beginning. She has never kept a place to live of her own. I know that's right. Just me. I have my grandbabies for 4 years now, ages 10, 9, and 6. Yes. So this heifer likes getting her hair done, nails done, G'd up for the selfies, for the live book, for what? I mean, like I said, I'm all for a woman beautifying herself, looking good. Because, you know, the queen likes looking good herself. But what I'm not going to do is be doing the most for nothing. The hell with all that. She'll pay dearly one day because these kids belong to Jesus and mistreating them is not okay. No, God is not okay with us mistreating children. You know, like I said, a lot of people have all type of reasons why they can't raise their children. But this situation to me is totally different. You were accused of abuse, neglect with your children. So the state had every right to intervene. Hello, Crystal.
Hey.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
I can't hear you, dear.
No?
You got to turn your mic on.
It's on.
Wait, hello?
Yep.
Okay, my volume was down. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. I was like, what's wrong with the mic? How are you doing this morning?
Good, and you?
Oh, I'm great.
Yes, I'm blessed. And hello everybody else in the chat. My thing is back to what you're reading about the kidnapping.
Yes,
If you
the
take
stat.
you take your own child, you were saying
Yeah.
something about you can still get your kid back or something.
Yes,
You
they
it
said
won't.
it doesn't necessarily mean you won't get your kids back if you actually kidnap your children.
Oh wow,
Yeah, hold on. I don't know which one it was. I had hit it.
that's interesting.
That's very interesting because I was kind of stunned to see that myself.
Yeah, because I would think that, if you're kidnapping your kid, well, not like
Mhm.
what's to say what you might do next time, you
Right,
know? I would
right,
think that kid would be in danger and yeah, you wouldn't be able to get your kid back.
right, right. That's
Mm-hmm.
probably a custodial parent. Maybe they took the kid for a reason such as abuse or this and that, and they can show proof and validation that the child was abused or this and that. Then maybe the judge will show favor and say, okay, well, they took their child in these, I forgot how you pronounce
Oh,
it,
yeah.
certain circumstance, extra something circumstances. You know what
Okay,
I'm talking
okay.
about. So,
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
let's see. I'm trying to see if I found it under here.
It said 9% is taken by biological,
Okay.
90.
Parents were the perpetrators in more than 90% of kidnappings and abductions. Mothers and
Oh,
female family members were responsible for the majority, 60%. However, fathers and male relatives were responsible for 64% of all kidnappings.
wow.
So
That's,
that's still deep. 90%
yes,
parents,
yeah.
parents, parents, period, were the
Mm-hmm.
perpetrators of kidnappings and abductions.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And 89 to 92% of those misses are recovered every year, alive or deceased.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, there's a couple of things that I was thinking about.
Well, sure, dear.
Okay,
Oh, here
so
it is. Here it is. Here's the one that you were questioning.
mm,
Abduction is a very serious offense under the criminal code. The term of imprisonment for abduction of a child under 14 is up to 10 years. The criminal offense of abduction does not automatically terminate an offender's existing right to custody of his or her child under the Children's Law Reform Act.
interesting.
Hello, John. John, how you doing? Thank you. Hello. No, thanks. Thank you. Yes, I got
Hello,
some
hello.
nice. I have some two YouTubers in the chat. Please say hello. Check out their content. No thanks, and Mr. John Q. Amen. Thank you all for joining me. Crystal, what is your question or your concern, sweetheart?
I keep watching the interview over and over and over
Which
again.
one?
Okay.
Which one
Oh,
is that?
the very first interview of Jacqueline and Trezell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
The thing that sticks out to me
Okay.
is Trezell was saying, "Oh, my wife was in the house and da da
Mm-hmm.
da." Okay, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
then she says, and then the news says, tell us what happened, and she turns
Uh-huh.
around and she goes, "From our yard."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my thing is, how does she know from our yard if she was inside?
At the house, yeah.
She
Well,
was
that's
supposed.
what he told her to say.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah,
Her
because
explanations were just like come see, come saw. It was just
yes, yeah,
randomly thrown out,
yeah,
no forethought. It just sounds bogus to me.
yeah.
Just like what she said, I believe they were picked up. Well, see, I always tell people to think about the wordings.
Yeah,
Look,
you wouldn't say picked up.
you would say
Because
you
that's
would
more
say they took
personal,
my kids. They
right?
took my kids from the yard. They
Yeah.
took my kids from the yard. They didn't pick my kids up. Why would
Somebody
someone
snatched my
your
kid.
kids? Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
snatched my kids, stole my kids. Somebody took my kids. You see, what people fail to realize about a liar is this: they really don't ever have it mapped out all the way how they're going to react during confrontation, and or interrogation. So what you do is speak a sober mind.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me they were picked up. Shut your mouth, perhaps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you saying it in a way that a stranger came and picked them up. But who's to say you willingly gave them over for somebody to pick them up?
Right.
Come on with it.
And they didn't come out. Okay, she says, we looked everywhere. No, not we looked everywhere, because they sure didn't look on the side. Right. On one of the side, they didn't look on that side.
Yes.
What, you just came straight from your front yard to your car and took off. You didn't look on that side of
See, you got to remember why that's important.
No.
I don't know that it's going to be uploaded to a YouTube video. Shut your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know my neighbors are going to give over video of my husband running out, walking around, driving around the car for 2 minutes and then parking the van back. I don't know you going to do that.
Yeah.
Amen.
I think well, okay, now and then with the bio family, why are you going to run from someone, hide from someone that is helping you?
Amen.
Unless you are guilty of something. You may not be guilty of all of it.
You got knowledge,
but
after the fact. Come on with it.
Yes, because you're not going to run from somebody that's helping you. That doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't. I think it's either two things. I'm still on the side that Trezell killed them, and
I know
wherever, I don't know. And then, but it's possible that the bio family does have some type of knowledge. I don't believe it so much as if you say something, we're gonna do this and do that, whatever. I don't think it's a ransom or nothing. I don't think on that level.
Well, we never heard of a ransom.
Yeah,
hopefully the police would have let us know that by now, I would think.
Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it's any of that part. But and then with Ryan Dean saying that, she wants her kids back.
Anytime, John.
Just give my kids back. Just give them back to me.
Yes, Beagle Mama, picked up by somebody they knew, orchestrated.
Yeah, because it's too risky to take one child.
Yes.
It's risky to take two children, let alone one.
But you rarely hear that. That is the reason why I brought you the case of Camille McKinney out of Alabama. I covered that. That is my first child case I covered on this channel when I was new to YouTube. That is the case that got me notoriety on this YouTube brand.
Yeah, that was a good example. That was I like that. Yeah, that was a good example.
Yes, I didn't mean to cut you out, but let me set this up for those of you who did not follow the Camille McKinney case. 2 children are playing outside in the projects, Tom Brown development. It is dark. They have been unattended for hours. On a camera, you will see one person walk up to the children, like he or she's making conversation. Then that person walks by. Then another person walks up. And then he or she does something. And then the children follow suit. The children follow this person. Okay? So, we now know after the fact that only one child was put into the SUV with Derica Brown and Patrick Stallworth, a boyfriend-girlfriend tag team, who doped up the baby with meth, candy, raped her, suffocated her, and put her in a dumpster in an adjoining apartment complex next door to where they lived. One could say, why did they not take the second child? Because a sadist has his or her desires of who they want. They didn't want the other baby, obviously, so they only took Camille. So then we fast forward to Cal City. What are the odds of 2 children going missing at the same time? It is rare. And that's why the expert said that on Court TV. You rarely see 2 children abducted unless it is personal. It's just rare.
And I can see that happening.
Yeah, it's very rare that someone would walk into your private backyard and take 2 of your kids. That means they had to have been watching you, and they would risk trying to get 2 children to go with them that do not know them. Just think about that for just a second now. 2 people are going to walk through a gate, walk up to your kids, talk to your kids and tell them to come with them, and you just allegedly left outside and went inside. Come on now. You're not going to hear them talking to your kids outside?
Right.
From inside? Yeah. Because there is nobody that walked up to the kids outside, because the kids were never outside. And Chief Walker let that be known. The dogs never hit on the scent of the children outside because the children were never there. And you have to think logically. Who would risk walking up to a private backyard to take 2 kids? 1, not 2.
You're right.
Then there's no evidence, no footprints of tiny feet walking away, no footprints of a suspect going into the yard, leaving back out with the kids, dragging the kids. You understand what I'm saying? No tire marks, bicycle marks outside of the gate. If so, that would have been mentioned, don't you think?
Right.
Hey, we have a description of a car. Hey, we're looking for this type of automobile, van, SUV.
Yeah.
Someone's asking if they were working together, why report the kids missing? Could it be a child services worker was due to stop in? Beagle Mama, could be anything. Could have been a Christmas party they were having. Could have been a follow-up at the doctor's office. Could be social workers were coming by to check on the children. Because as I told you all, in the state of California, even if you adopt a child from the state, you still receive a stipend, a lower amount, of course, till the age of 18, till the children are 18. So who's to say that the state of California still does not visit you, even though you've adopted the children? And the children were adopted in April 2019. So they hadn't even had the kids that long. Let's see, April 19, we just came out of what, 20? So they didn't have the kids long. A year, what, a year? April 19, April 20. The kids went missing December 20. So a year and a half they had the kids legally.
So, and then do we know for sure, was there a video showing the boys in Cal City?
Say what, baby?
If we know that for sure that the boys were in Cal City.
Well, see, that's a good question too. Well, you know, they got adopted. So we're going to go back to the adoption, which is April of 19. They were adopted. We do also know their Facebook pictures dating
December
of
November
19, of 19.
Yeah.
So they were alive probably Thanksgiving to December of 19, because those are the same pictures that were on Jamal Watkins' Facebook page. So let's say around the holidays between November and December, they were alive. But I believe at some point thereafter, going into the new year 2020, they got gone in the year 2020, perhaps. Because the reason why I say that is because those are the same photos from his trip to California that were used as the pictures for the children's disappearance. Don't you find that strange?
Yeah.
And wouldn't you upload newer photos?
Yes.
That's where, you know, there's suspicion and there is foul play, because those photos date back to around the holidays when Jamal came to California to visit. So why are you using those old photos for missing children? That's how we knew those children probably been gone a while, and that you didn't have them. You didn't have photos of them. You didn't have recent photos because those are the photos that were around the holidays of 2019. because we're coming out of 2020.
Right.
Excuse me.
And yet still, it's odd that she's moving in the midst of everything.
In the midst of everything.
You gonna move to hide from the police.
Right.
There's something there. There's something.
Yeah, there's something there. But see, you know what? Let me tell you something I've learned about life. And I've learned this from dealing with this BS with YouTube and this Cal City case. You're going to get just what you're asking for. And everything's going to come to the light. Just like I told KK tonight. All the evil doing, all the backstabbing, all the nasty comments, the nasty shade from the tubers, the commenters. You're going to get what's coming to you. And you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is do just what Ryan Dean is doing. Lay in the cut and watch the chips fall where they may. Everybody involved is going to get what's coming to them. Just watch and see. Because God don't like ugly.
Nope.
You have anything to do with a child going missing or dead, it's going to come out. Because one thing I've learned about people, too many people knowing something, ain't too many folks can hold a secret. Somebody going to talk. And I'm going to tell you how it's going to go. The oldest trick in the book, pillow talk. In your weakest moment, you like somebody, you fascinated with somebody, you enamored with somebody, and you laying neck to neck, face to face, lip to lip, that's when you gonna tell what happened to those kids. You gonna think they got your back, they your friend, they your comrade. It's your little secret. You gonna tell the wrong one. And then they're gonna tell the police what happened to the kids.
Yeah, and by her coming out, what was it, the second day or something like that? Or I don't know. She came out so fast, but now she's gone.
Big ol' mama, please stop, you crazy. Big ol' mama is a fool. We aren't talking about seasoned criminals here. Well, maybe on the mild side, but criminals always. Yes, big ol' mama, that is so true. You got that right. You sure got that right. Oh, Lord, y'all.
Your phone is going out. Yo, your connection's bad. You went out, Queen?
Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
Okay, there you go.
100 ways to get caught. Always remember that. I can plan a murder 50 days, but it's 100 ways to get caught. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're going to leave something out. You're going to forget about something.
So, yeah, and then the ones that are not helping with the investigation and whatnot.
Yeah, the ones that were detained.
Yes.
Yes.
We still don't know who that was, right?
Right. Yeah, because they're not telling us nothing.
Right.
Who do you think it is? Who do you think they were or?
Some of them deans.
Wait a minute. Not Tube Socks and the Chuck Taylor. Shut your mouth. Granddaddy, it couldn't be Mr. Pressing Curl, could it be?
Some of them deans.
Anyway, you Suge Knight's first cousin. I said it. Shut your mouth. Look, shut your mouth, ain't you? Damn Suge Knight cousins. Y'all related to Suge Knight. Shut your mouth. I'm dead. Where is Michelle when you need her? Mr. Tube Socks. I'm dead. Where is her daddy? Because he shows all up in a queen inbox. I said, Negro, if you don't carry your asshole somewhere, ain't nobody worried about you.
Yeah, now they're all missing in action. I mean, they're just
trying to do the gangster lean on
they're
the
all
queen.
gone.
They ain't worried about you because they was never there in the first place. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
You see, this is the one thing about this case that's self-evident. It was filed from day one. From the children's inception, from the mother's womb.
Yeah.
See, there was nothing good coming from her, even carrying them in birth. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't choose her. They didn't choose their daddy. They didn't choose their family. What choice did they have? The older two were fortunate. The last two were not. The last two were not.
Right.
Yeah, somebody gonna break down. But you have to admit, in a case like this, it is strange that nobody would ever speak up on behalf of these people or against these people. That's rare in life that somebody, I don't care if it's the girl at the checkout at the Kroger, somebody at the grocery store, the gas station, the corner store, schoolhouse, that's just rare. Somebody don't have nothing to say to the news about these people who have children. Oh yeah, I used to see them come in McDonald's or blah blah blah. Come on now.
Right.
And not even a family member has anything positive or negative to say. It's just rare.
Yeah, it is.
You hear people talk positive about serial killers, rapists. Oh, he was nice. He didn't bother nobody. He was real quiet. Nobody has nothing to say to the news about the West couple or Ryan Dean or the biological family. I find this is strange.
Very strange, yeah.
Possibly because we're dealing with one and the same. That these people are evenly yoked. Shut your mouth. They're cut from the same cloth. So that's why you don't have anybody saying anything either way.
Right.
Very baffling. All I can say is, I pray that heifer don't have no more children. I tell you that. Golly, lady, please keep your legs closed. Look, I will send you a box. I will send a box of chocolates. A box of condoms. I will send you a box of condoms. Damn. Just give me a P.O. box. What you said? Look, Queen will march herself to the nearest dispensary of condoms and send them to you. Hallelujah. Well, she gonna have some more beagle mama. She's still young. That heifer gonna slip up and get pregnant again. Sure will. Because she likes some ding dong. Shut your mouth. She likes sex. That's obvious. She gonna get swole again. And whoever lay with her, you need to have your head beat. Bashed in.
Oh, yeah. Especially after all of this. Oof.
What you say, Chris?
I said, especially after all of this, they sure can't say they don't know about her.
Hey, if you from Bakersfield, you know about Ryan Dean.
Yeah.
Wait, you already know. You already know, man. You got private jokes about do the Ryan Dean.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. You know about these, man. I'm trying to drop it like it's hot shit. I can't bring it back up. That's a big gal. Or as we used to say, as my godmama say, good. Spell that. That's a lot of hamburger meat. Damn. Oh, Lord. Tasha said she need to Gorilla Glue that cookie.
Oh.
Diane, you horrible. You'll know when she does, you'll smell it. Oh, Diane. Oh, my God. Now, y'all stop that. That is not nice. That's, that y'all just evil. That
Ooh, don't give me
God.
nothing smelling like that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Y'all talking about Gorilla Glue and tune at the same time. Please stop.
Oh.
Dead. Oh, Satan, get behind me. Look, somebody said, Lord Jesus, please remind this girl to be responsible and use protection. She ain't used it before. She like her, look, as what the guys in the street would say, meet the meat. That's how she like it. Lord Jesus. Wow. What I want to know is how are the West paying their bills with all that kid money being held up? Wouldn't the money have stopped when the children went into the system? I don't know, Big ol' Mama. I don't know. Well, from the documents we've brought, family law has taken them to court. So obviously it's pertaining to those kids not being visible. So I take it that the state wants some of their monies because they probably got the information that we don't have, which is probably some fraud and some lies pertaining to the children being gone longer than December 21st, 2020. And that's the whole point. When I showed you, read off those documents of the tax information, there's no reason why the state would have that on a document, your taxes and things. I believe they were investigated. That's the bottom line. And they know more than what Bakersfield police has revealed to us, naturally, because the state revealed their private, court business.
They can't jeopardize the case and what they have telling us.
Yeah. I mean, even if it wasn't a criminal case pertaining to missing children, even let's just say it was fraud in general.
Right.
You're claiming kids you don't have or whatever. You're not going to know that information anyway. You only know that if the parents told you, hey, they're taking me to court because I claim a kid that ain't in my custody, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that the children are missing, 9 times out of 10, they've been doing their research pertaining to the children, doctor visits, this and that, and they probably got something on them. Okay, Beagle said child support for their own kids in the system. Probably everything. Yes, exactly. Their own children too. Yes, exactly. Because you're right. Whenever the state started doing that years back, probably 20 so years ago, if your child goes into the state's care, they now ask for child support for taking care of your children. Yes. Money stopped when they adopted them. Well, no, Stacy, that's not true. California pays a stipend even for adoptive children. I brought that information before in my previous videos.
Till they're 18, isn't it?
Till they're 18 years of age. The state of California still pays a stipend for adoptive children, for those who do not know that. So who's to say, as I said, the state still could periodically check on those same adoptive children. Because guess what? They can say, well, I'm still paying you money. You feel me? So why can't I come check on the kids? I'm still paying you money till they're 18.
Right.
Yes, Stacy. Yes. Check my previous videos. I relay that in the said commentary a few months ago about the rules and regulations of the state law pertaining to adoption and foster care. And the state of California does pay a stipend to adoptive parents for adopting children out of the state's care, foster care. It is not a full amount like they would get if the children were foster care children, but they do pay a stipend for adoptive children out of the state's care up until the age of 18. Look, we learned a whole lot of stuff we didn't know fooling with this Cal City. I ain't trying to know nothing about the state and what's going on with the state. It was only because of this case. I had to go dig up information to bring to you all. And I was just like, Lord, have mercy. This is just too much.
We have all passed the 101 detective class.
Oh, yeah.
So congratulations. Everybody is detectives now.
I got my badge. Look, I got my detective's badge. I got it right up here on my fat shoulder, right up here, right beside. I got it right up there. Anybody ask me, ma'am, did you? I did. I didn't have to go through basic training.
That's right.
I didn't have to climb over no tires and the monkey bars and do all of that. I ain't had to do none of that.
That's right.
I
One-on-one.
did not. Someone within the current DCFS is up to no good. I can't believe the media hasn't sniffed names out of these DCF workers yet. Names for what, Beagle Mama? Hit the link, girl.
Yeah, I would like to hear somebody else's.
I've been up here almost 2 hours and none of you have hit the link.
I would like to hear somebody else's thoughts on this.
Yeah, besides the hostess and the mod.
Yeah.
Well, in the end, it's jacked up.
Yeah.
This is a jacked up situation pertaining to these children, pertaining to stats in journal, people who take children, who all's involved, the allegations that this heifer then ran off and went underground or wherever the hell she done moved somewhere. Maybe she in a shelter. I thought about that tonight. I said maybe her big old tail in a shelter. She done went cried wolf. I fear for my safety, Bubba. In the state, somebody got together, try to give her somewhere to live. I don't trust her at all, as far as I can throw her. Mm-hmm. I sure don't.
No, she ain't gonna go to no shelter because you gotta be inside at a certain time. You can't go out and party.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Because she was at Club 1933, so she wasn't at no shelter. That helps with puff pass. She wasn't in no shelter.
You can't go to no shelter doing that.
Work in the current DCFS office. Usually caseworkers' names leak out. Well, Beagle Mama, but you can't leak out nothing unless you want to leak out and lose your job. Names for what? CPS is crooked all over the place. It's so sad. Well, you know, like I said, they're good or bad people in every profession.
Amen.
And you know that with the Department of Human Services, they don't have enough people to go out in the field and do house visits and this and that. And that's where the ball gets dropped because there's not enough people to go out in the field and do house checks and verify stuff. And then they probably take their time about going to the house when they get those calls of abuse, neglect. And that's the reason when you have these horrible situations that the children have died or malnourished because nobody followed through immediately. Mm-hmm. I've heard foster parents talk about this case worker and that one among themselves. Okay. Yes, it's good and bad and everything. Indeed. Well, anything else, Crystal? Since nobody else wants to hit the link. Okay, John Q's still here. John, you was here and you didn't even hit the link because these other people act like they scared to hit the link.
John Q, give us your opinion on it.
That is correct, Miss Angela. The state pays a stipend to the adoptive parents under post-adoption services for adopted children until, yes. You know the queen does her homework. I ain't like the other ones just sit up and gab and talk and smoke cigarettes on their lives. I actually do my homework to bring y'all information.
Research.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go off of Facebook.
Yeah, I don't just get up here and go live and just talk in front of a camera. That's not my style.
Yeah.
Yes, if you see something, say something. Indeed. That is true. That is so true. Is there going to be somebody else hit the link before I check out of here? I'm almost topping at the second hour. I'm
going to go back down, Queen.
Okay, love you, darling.
Love you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an interesting live, kind of slow motion, but I thank you all for joining me. I brought you all set information pertaining to stats pertaining to children going missing, those who take children, various reasons why children go missing, abducted, kidnapped, the statistics of children that go missing by biological parents, relatives, outside sources. And it is just very rare indeed that outside sources kidnap children. Naturally, you hear all type of stories, but like they say, you don't really know the truth about anything that goes on because there are children who are actually missing and their parents have not reported them missing. So there is no definite answer of how many children are actually missing in the United States from their biological parents. Now, one would say, how can you walk around with your children missing knowing people are going to ask, hey, where's your son? Where's your daughter? Well, you know, people are good at lying. Make up a lie. Say anything. And naturally, what goes on in a person's house is their business. But there have been issues, foul play, missing children. And people can make up something and say, oh, they're with their auntie, they're with their uncle, they went to their grandparents. How are you going to ever know? Because it's not any of your business to know. Good night, Miss Wright. So, it's a sad situation. And as this man said on Court TV pertaining to the missing children out of Cal City, it's just rare for two children to be kidnapped, go missing at the same time. It's very rare. The same thing with the case in Alabama, Camille McKinney, Cupcake. The killers could have taken both children and did what they wanted to do with them, but instead they only chose one child. Why? 2 for 1, free. Nobody to stop you. Nobody stopped you when you took the first child. Why didn't they take the second child? Because a sadist, pedophile has his or her likings. So they took who they wanted, the one they desired. Fast forward, Cal City. What are the odds that someone walked into the backyard and took 2 children? Why would they take 2? Too risky, as Crystal says, to take 2. Right, 2 is too much trouble. And it is stated by the expert that was on Court TV. Usually it's personal when they take 2 children, especially if the 2 children are related. It is personal, relative, family member. Too much work, too much hassle, indeed. So now one would have to ask themselves, dogs didn't hit on the outside of the house, no footprints going or coming in the backyard, no footprints coming inside, outside of the gate, no tire marks, no wagon marks, no bicycle marks. Scent only hit on the inside, which leads us to believe the children were never outside, and they said that. So what are we talking about? A lie, a ruse, a hoax. Why did they report the children missing? How long have the children been actually missing out of their possession? Yes, Elizabeth. The sad thing is no one cares. We're dealing with diabolical minds. The West family. And I also believe there are others involved too, possibly. No one can say for certain who got the kids, took the kids. But I believe there's some hanky-panky going on. And the fact that the children never had updated photos related to the public. Photos were documented from 2019, holiday, Thanksgiving time, Christmas, whatever. Shows everything you need to know about this case is that it was a lie from the jump. Your children are missing and you're showing photos of children from November, December 2019, but yet you're filing a missing persons report December 21st, 2020. Why in the hell are you showing pictures of children a year old? Because you didn't have any pictures of them. Common sense. I keep telling y'all, stay woke. I can't give you what I don't have. I can't give you no damn new pictures December 2020, October 2020, September 2020, summer 2020, spring 2020. Yeah, I'm going to go there. Winter 2020 because, hey, I ain't got them kids and I ain't took no damn pictures of them because I ain't care nothing about them to take no pictures of them. I tell you, stay woke. Everything you need to know about Cal City missing boys has been there sitting in front of you from day one. They never had photos of the children. They weren't invested in the children. They didn't care about the children. They got rid of the children because they could. All this hoopla about being afraid, scared, this and that. I tell you, stay woke. Go back to the beginning of the story. You uploaded photos that were old of the children. What in the hell would that have to do with you being scared for your safety? Because you always have to remember. See, I keep trying to tell y'all the evidence is there if you just listen. Before Ron Dean ever showed up to the house, Before the relatives ever showed up to the house, Jacqueline and Giselle West reported their children missing to the authorities. So when you reported the children missing, Mr. and Mrs. West, you gave old photos of the children. This is before anyone ever came to your house, stood outside your house to threaten you, mock you, whatever. I told y'all, stay woke. What you need to know has been there all along. You uploaded photos from your phone to the authorities December 21st in your initial report. That was on you, what photos you gave. That's before anybody ever showed up to even allegedly threaten you. So the myth that they were threatening, was scared during their interview, is really hogwash when you think about it, because you always have to, what I said, go back to the beginning. How you know somebody was going to show up related to the children during the interview with the news? Ting. You reported your kids missing. Ting. Before allegedly anybody on the outside knew that they were missing. That includes the bio family. So how in the world could you be afraid when you gave photos originally on the 21st? So therefore, you couldn't have been scared, because it makes no sense. You gave photos first. Right, nobody had family. Yes, Stacy, and that's a very good question. Nobody in the family had current photos. And that's evident from Wanda West when she and her husband did the interview with Nighttime News, ABC, Nightly News. They show photos of the children even younger than the ones given to the authorities day one. Why is that? Why are you now showing photos younger of the children? Children are younger. And one of the photos shows another black child who isn't one of the missing children. Who the hell is that little boy? I tell y'all, stay woke. Why is everybody showing old photos of children? These are photos. The photos uploaded of the missing Cal City boys are photos that I saw on Jamal Watkins' Facebook page when this case first jumped off. What I had to ask myself is the obvious. Why were these said photos chosen? Why were there no newer photos? And the thing about Google is Google has the last picture you took in your device first in the box when you go in your Google Photos. So the last picture you took on your phone will be the picture in the first box in your Google Photos. Stay woke. Why in the hell would I scroll past that first photo if indeed I had a first photo of the children recently? Why the hell would I scroll all the way a year back to give photos to the police of my kids? That's because I never had any photos of my kids. I only had old photos from 2019, the holidays of the children, which would lead one to think and believe that Jacqueline and Giselle West got rid of those kids probably a year before they reported them missing. Because logically speaking, you wouldn't give old photos of children if you had newer ones. That's common sense. It's not even anything to argue about. You can't give what you don't have. And they never had newer photos, because they never had the damn kids either. Stay woke. I thank you all for joining me. Please go back to the earlier part of this video to recap the stats of missing children, the odds of missing children in America, those who take children, abduct children. I brought you the said information to correlate it to the missing Cal City boys and to try to get a perspective on who possibly have the children. But it has been proven from stats that most children are kidnapped by their biological parents and family members. The higher percentage is women, biological mother and female members, and about 64% fathers abduct their children. We're in dire times. And I feel sorry for these kids because they didn't have a chance from day one. They didn't have a chance in the womb. They didn't have a chance at birth. They didn't have a chance being put into the system at young ages. They were infants when they were put into foster care. They didn't have a chance. And now they're missing by the same people who adopted them. And I do believe that the parents had a role in their disappearance, the adopted parents, and perhaps the biological family could be involved. I do not have clarification on who is all involved, but at this moment, they all look dusty, dirty, grimy to me because no one has taken a full role in trying to find and locate the children. And there's no way in hell I'm going to play possum about finding my kids because someone's threatening me, messaging me, emailing me, inboxing me. What the hell does that have to do with me finding my damn kids? I adopted the kids. I love the kids. Allegedly, it doesn't matter about who's threatening me, talking crazy to me. I want my kids back. And I'm going to show the world I want my kids back. So I'm not going to be concerned about a biological mother, biological baby daddy, plural, Pookie, Ray Ray, a Crip, a Blood, a G, a Latin King. I'm not going to give a damn. I want my kids back. And I'm going to show the world I'm invested in my kids. And I'm not going to hide in my mama's house, shed, trailer, underground, hotel. I'm going to be visible. And I'm going to show you I love my kids and I want my kids back. And nor am I going to come forward as a biological mother saying I want my kids back and then fall off and hide. So there's an irony to this story. Jacqueline Trezell West reported the children missing, but hid in the gallows and have not been visible in searching for the children, speaking about the children only through pay apps, which is suspicious and suspect and vile and disrespectful to the children. Part 2, the biological mother came forward looking for the children, talking in limericks to the public, to the news, but fell off about the children. Too busy posting shit to Facebook and dropping it like it's hot at the club, chiefing and drinking. Don't you see the irony? One has custody of the children, report them missing, but won't follow through to look for the kids or visible to the public. 2, the biological mother comes forward crying to be the mother of the children, yet falls off and not visible either. Don't you see the irony? Stay woke. Stay woke. Thank you, John Q. I tell you all to stay woke. Everything you need to know was told day one. 2 separate people concerned about the children, yet 2 separate people have never been visible in looking and searching for the children. Only one relative of the bio children. Don't you find it strange? My kids are missing, but I'm nowhere to be found or seen. I'm the biological mother, but can't be found or seen. Stay woke. This has been a ruse from day one, a farce from day one, a hoax from day one, clout chasing from day one, shenanigans from day one. You see, I'm different than most. I don't believe everything I hear, and I don't believe everything that I see. And the old saying is, I can show you better than I can tell you. And you should always remember that words don't mean a damn thing. Show me, then I'll believe you. Show me, and then I'll believe you. These kids didn't mean nothing to nobody. They were a means to an end, like so many other children. And I feel sorry for them because they deserve better than what was dealt to them. And my fear is they are not alive. And I can only imagine if they are indeed not alive, the horror that befell them. Because too many months have gone by without any information from the police to the whereabouts of these children, alive or deceased. And you have to admit that that is odd. And naturally, the police can't tell you anything without revealing who they may think is a suspect, because the suspect is free and they cannot jeopardize the case with letting he, she, them, or those know they are on to them. But if indeed Ron Dean is hiding out from the police, then that leads me to believe she has knowledge of the children, what happened to the children, or she just really didn't give a damn and wanted attention. Prayers for all missing children in America. That the truth is told to those children's whereabouts, that they are found either way. And anybody involved in the disappearance of the said children or demise of a said child, that he or she faces the ultimate penalty. And I believe that is death. I do not believe in giving nobody life for killing a baby. You don't have the right to walk around and you snuff out a child. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live stream. I thank you all for joining me. God bless all of you. Have a safe and blessed week. Pray for the baby in Nevada who was found murdered. Baby boy, very beautiful child. Pray for all these children who didn't have a chance because somebody didn't deem them worthy. And 9 times out of 10, it was their own mother, father, or guardian who didn't deem them worthy. I want to thank my mods tonight for joining me. Thank you, John Q. No thanks, and all you visitors here in the chat. God bless all of you. Please stay safe. Say a prayer for the little ones. If you see something, say something. Don't be the type to feel like you can't get involved, because that is the reason why we have missing children and dead children today, because somebody felt like they didn't want to get involved. They didn't want to be a snitch. Don't be that person. Don't worry about what other people have to say, because in the end, those that's doing all that damn talking, they're the same ones abusing the kids and don't give a damn about the kids. And the other ones are ride or die fans. They don't care about kids either. Talk is cheap. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments on my community posts. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you.